I am the author of the Master 2000, and you may be surprised that now today I'm dressed all in black, and I did that because I'm going to talk about marriage that is really like a funeral of both of you, you know, the funeral of your freedom. Marriage, what about marriage, Master? Somebody who was falling into the trap and was curious to know, asked, and he had his question answered. Marriage is nothing to be trifled with, he said in a deep voice. Usually you start marriage as a juggernaut and routinely end up as a helper, usually non-common procedure for the preservation of the species. And after the pause, the Master asked, do not allow yourself to be trapped or tamed by marriage. Be as careful as a good chemist in his laboratory while he's handling the strongest, most poisoned materials. Let's start at the quotations to synthesize briefly the horrors of marriage. We're going to make quotations that are short and more expressive. Let me use this metaphor to begin, that marriage is like a smallpox. You may get out of it alive, but you are going to carry the scars for a lifetime. In long marriages, they cope with marriage because they have developed this immunity to it, like the handler of the poisonous snakes in the marketplace that has been bitten many times, and to him this last bite is like a poison. This last bite of poison no longer matters. This last bite is like candy to a child. The problem with marriage is the ave phoenix. At the beginning of the bond, she's always rising, anytime, always ready. With time she started losing brio and seldom got up, and eventually practically she dropped dead and seldom erects. To hate profoundly somebody that you love with ardor are the roots of a great love affair. The best way to keep marriage going for a man is to treat a wife like a decoration, never mind the style. You can always change it. The wife, I mean. You can always keep the style. Marriage would be a blessing having married somebody else, of course. The variety is the pleasure, right? Peace on a married couple always comes when they are away from each other. If you like to know the happy feeling of being married, just go away. Happiness on marriage can be determined by the ability of the man to handle the wild bird. The wild bird, the wife, you know, or the beast, whatever you like to call her. The happiness of marriage can be developed through a mutual misunderstanding. To love a wife is not easy. They are either too complicated or too simple. But this is a very important phrase. To quit in time is a triumph. When in love, one should never underestimate the healing power of hate. It is the structure of hate-love relations, the ones who made love affairs so uncertain and strong. The reason why man marries is simple, because he has no idea what he's getting into. If a man would have any idea of the involvements and complications of marriage, like the dinosaurs, will be extinct. Civilizations, empires, kingdoms come and go, beautiful species of animals and birds extinct. Why the institution of marriage is still alive? God, why? Tell us why, please. Some women divorce when they discover that their husband being unfaithful, and others do it because they get fed up with so much faithfulness. According to scholars who have studied marriage and its influence on mankind, have reached the conclusion that marriage stinks. The only way not to get disappointed with marriage is not to expect anything good from it. People who marry with expectation will surely witness the unexpected. Marriage is like a lottery. You will have one chance in a million to succeed. Man should take a wife like a new toy, like children do. When you get tired of it, throw it away, like a toy. The wife, I mean. Just throw her away. There are two ways to hate marriage. One is just to hate it. The other is to get married. In long marriages, if length has no merit, there has nothing else. Now that people is realizing that marriage is so dreadful, the bride will also be dressed in black to show how macabre it is. The getting away will be done in a hearse, being that it is a funeral of the freedom for both of them. The church has decided to be attuned with the ceremony that the priest will curse them, never bless them again. Marriage always ends up in divorce because they married against each other. Nowadays, divorce is so fashionable that marriage and divorce will be celebrated at the unison at once, because that marriage is a prelude to divorce. In a successful marriage, a woman has become the master of ceremonies and a husband a useful toy. For a man, it is burdensome and expensive to marry several times. For a woman, a good business. When a man becomes a puppet of his wife, now we are in the presence of a happy marriage. Men who try marriage several times are really rich or stupid. Marriage belongs to earth, divorce to heaven. Marriage is an institution created to destroy beautiful relationships. Marriage is a work of art, of the devil. People don't fall in love, they fall in sex. People marry with an ideal and divorce with another. Marriage will succeed only when the percentage of divorces will be greater than marriages. When marriage goes down the hill, there is only one thing that can make a woman happy: to look at her husband going down the drain. After years of romance, the woman usually gets tired and men extremely bored. I think that when the devil created marriage, he did not underestimate his capacity for evil. A definition of a married man will be that he is a casualty of matrimony. When a woman becomes extremely jealous of her husband, it makes everybody else think that he may be a very good husband in bed. A woman can endure anything except a poor sex. If your wife is able to make you have several orgasms a day, she must be a very good wife or a bitch. Bitches also marry for love, money. The secret of a useful marriage lies in the ability of the woman, erectus and habilis, to pose as a sweet, vulnerable little girl, while behind the curtains behaving like a merciless dictator. Man is one of these strange characters that get married to procreate. In the animal kingdom, love is sex between humans, sex, silly thing, sex is love, la petite différence. It is ridiculous to hear I love you forever. The only thing that is forever is change. I don't love you anymore means I don't want to have sex with you anymore. And stop this nonsense of love, por favor, please. The goal of marriage is unhappiness, the reason why we have divorce. When a man divorces, it's like a happy bird just released from the cage. Marriage succeeds only when Madame takes the reins of the carriage and the man pushes. If to be unhappy while married has no merit, there is nothing else. Man married with a goal and a woman made it. To avoid divorce in marriage, man should take a long vacation and never return. That will do. The bride should hold a small broom like a witch during the ceremony instead of a bouquet for a short flight, which is just for the marriage will last. To marry once is a disgrace. To do it more than one is time, is carelessness, recklessness. In many cases, failed marriages finish in murder or suicide or both, so risky is the hazard. If a man is very happy married, he may have very little interest in life or may be retarded or both. But a man goes into marriage full of energy and brio, dreams, ideas, and ends up a wreck. Once the harmony of our marriage is broken, like crystal cannot be glued again. The day of the institution of marriage will be destroyed. We will witness the biggest celebration ever, like the Rio Carnival, but worldwide, with much fanfare and fireworks. To get married can be considered a curse, divorce a blessing. That will be more or less all about marriage quotations. The rest will be to start to give you an idea how marriage starts, which is very dreadful, so I left it for the last time.